Thank you for joining us for this Florida Standards Assessment English Language Arts Information Session. After this presentation, if you would like more resources or if you have questions or need additional support, please contact the RSGA Title I Parent Resource Room at 386-755-8153 or by emailing kellyn@columbiak12.com. However, the greatest resource available to you will be your child's language arts teacher, so please view the contact information for your child's team and reach out to your child's language arts teacher. FSA testing for the subject of reading will be held over the course of 2 days, on Tuesday, May 3rd, and on Wednesday, May 4th. The reading domain is divided into multiple sections where students will be tested. The following domains: key ideas and details, craft and structure, integration of knowledge and ideas, and language and editing. Craft and structure and integration of knowledge and ideas are the two domains that carry the most weight and where the most concentration will be placed. Writing standards are embedded in the assessment in those 4 domains. All RSGA students took the Florida Standards Writing Assessments during the month of April. The FSA reading portion of the test prepares students for both college and career readiness by emphasizing higher order thinking skills. It is given in a paper-based format in 6th grade over the course of 2 days. Each day, students will test for 85 minutes. Students are encouraged to code their text while reading, which means that they are able to write in their test books. So please encourage your child to take advantage of this opportunity and use it to code using strategies taught in class. There is a 6th grade practice test on the FSA Assessments website. Students are exposed to more than multiple choice test items on the Florida Standards Assessment for English Language Arts. There are 6 types of item choices that they will be exposed to, including editing task choice, selectable text, table matching, multi-select items, evidence-based select response items, and multimedia items, which include images, charts, timelines, etc. These are sample test items from the Florida Standards 6th grade English Language Arts test, where you can see a variety of choices. On this particular slide, you will notice that there's a question in the lower right corner that has 2 parts. Both parts have to be answered in order for your child to get credit for answering the question. On this page, the first sample item that's listed requires students to select 2 sentences in order to get the correct response. So it's not your typical multiple choice item test. In the second item on this page, it specifies that children must fill in circles before the 2 sentences that support the description that is given, which means your child must pay careful attention to all directions and instructions and passages and questions in order to know specifically what they must do in regards to a test item to increase their chances of earning full credit on the item. There's a matching table in the bottom sample test item where for each line Your child must choose one correct answer choice in order to get credit. If one line is overlooked and there's no answer marked, the entire answer is considered as incorrect. This is a typical sampling of multiple choice items that most students are accustomed to. Yet if you pay careful attention, they must read the directions very carefully in order to specifically know what it is they are to do. For example, in item number 18 on this page, this is a grammar item where the child has to look at the formatting of the sentence and determine whether it is correct as it is or if it needs to be modified based on what was encountered in the passage. So it is very important for the child to read the passage and then answer the questions, because phrasing in the text could determine which answer choice would be the accurate choice. These are ways that you can help your child prepare for the Florida Standards Assessment in English Language Arts. The RSGA Parent Resource Room has a countdown packet available that you can use, parents, with your child in order to practice and prepare for the FSAs. Also, the Florida Standards Assessment site has a packet available that is an actual FSA practice test that students can practice in 1 to 2 sessions. See the next slide for the website information. Also look in the resource section at the bottom of this video in order to get more information and the links to that site. Also, your child needs to read nightly, be exposed to new vocabulary, read for extended periods of time in order to build stamina, and begin to have discussions about what they are reading. In order to build vocabulary, it is critical that students take the time to stop at words that are unknown and discuss what those words might mean. Also, there are online tutorials available at floridastudents.org for specific areas your child may struggle with. It's also critical that they continue to do their best on their iReady assessments. And we have available for our students this school year a Brain Pop subscription that can be used to practice specific skill areas. The best means for helping your child, though, would be to contact your child's teacher to see which areas your child may need more practice in. To be successful on the English Language Arts Florida Standards Assessments, the students have the opportunity to visit the FSA portal and take reading practice tests for the 6th grade. For item types that are missed, ask your child's language arts teacher for iReady tasks and assignments that will help build proficiency in those areas. When your child gets ready to take the Florida Standards Assessment test on test day, students are given 85 minutes. It is critical that your child takes a moment to determine the amount of time needed for each passage and budget their time based on this. They must read the instructions for each question carefully, and for multiple choice and multiple select items, read carefully to know if they should mark one answer or multiple answers for each question. Students are to fill in the bubbles for their answer choices, being careful not to circle, cross through, or fill in any blanks. For editing task items, bubbles must be filled in before the correct answer. If an answer is written in the blank, but the bubble is not filled in, the answer choice will not be scored. Students are allowed to underline words, make notes, and code text, so every strategy that has been taught in the English Language Arts classes should be utilized on the FSA tests. If your child changes an answer, your child must erase the answer completely, being careful not to rip or tear the test. Also encourage your child to answer every single question and not to leave any questions on the test unanswered. There is no penalty for guessing. If time is running out, please encourage your child to make sure every passage is read so that every question can be answered. If your child finishes before time is called, encourage your child to review all questions and answer choices selected, and to utilize every minute of the 85 minutes they're given on the test. One of the item types discussed earlier involved evidence-based responses. These are two-part test items where students are to answer a question in part A, and then in part B, students must utilize evidence from the passage in order to support the answer. In order for these items to be counted correctly, both parts of the answer must be completed. A strategy that students use at RSGA in order to complete these item types is the race strategy. For part B, using the race strategy will lead your child to success. Students have been taught to restate the questions they're presented with, turn them into statements using words from the question to begin their answers. As a part of that, they are to answer the question, citing evidence from the text to support their answers. And then in their own words, explain how the evidence supports the answer. This is an infographic of how the race strategy works. If you're utilizing resources from the parent resource room to prepare for the FSAs, the race strategy is broken down in more detail with those resources. So we really encourage you to utilize the resources that are available in order to help your child prepare. These are some general strategies that can be used in order to help your child prepare for testing in any domain of the Florida Standards assessments. Showing up every day at school and doing their best in school each day is the best way students can prepare for the Florida Standards assessments. Completing all class and homework assignments and then reviewing graded assignments with your child each time they're assigned is critical as well. Having your child practice skills in real-life situations so that skills have meaning beyond tests in the classroom. That's a beneficial strategy. Our attitude about these assessments goes a long way with our children. If we're positive about the assessments and we encourage our children to be positive, your child will feel more confident and prepared. For the 2020-2021 school year, the Florida Standards assessments are being used in order to determine areas that your child has mastered and areas that provide opportunities for growth. So please encourage them by helping them to understand that the Florida Standards assessments give teachers a snapshot of what they've learned. It gives the teachers information concerning where your child still needs to develop. So please encourage them to try their hardest and to do their best and to stay encouraged. Also, in reviewing work at home, have your child to begin proving and disproving their answers. If your child has test anxiety, these are a few strategies that can be used to help them prepare for testing. Whenever we discuss the Florida Standards assessments with our students, make sure that we're calm. Also, keep in mind your child's personality, and depending on your child, it may put them at ease to see some sample items online. As you review strategies, make a game plan of strategies that your child can use on test day. What happens if they get off track? What can they do to calm themselves down if they get anxious? Help boost their confidence beforehand by reviewing their homework, talking about their grades, and making sure that they're reading nightly. Our entire school community is rooting for them to try their hardest, do their best, and to show what they know. After the first day, sit down with the children and discuss the ups and downs of test day. What went well? What are some things you can try to do tomorrow? And then make a new and improved game plan for day 2 of testing. On each day of testing, make sure your child gets a good night's sleep, eats a nutritious breakfast, aims for a stress-free morning. It is imperative that students arrive at school on time. If your child is late and arrives after the test session has begun, they will not be admitted into their classroom. They will have to sit and wait until the test session ends for the entire school, and they will have to make up the test at a later time. Encourage your child to do his or her best and to use all strategies that have been taught. For more information about the Florida Standards Assessments, please visit fsaassessments.org and take the online practice test as well. To support literacy at home, there are a number of strategies you can use, not just in preparation for the Florida Standards Assessments, but just to integrate into your home routine in general, and your child's level of literacy will definitely grow, preparing them for 7th grade and beyond. If you have any questions, once again, please feel free to contact your child's language arts teacher or reach out to the curriculum resource teacher at kellyn@columbiak12.com or by calling 386-755-8153. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.